Hello and welcome to Fast and Factual. I'm Utsaf Parekh and I'll take you through the top 50 stories of the day. Let's begin with the latest developments from Pakistan. The country's Supreme Court has directed the National Accountability Bureau to produce former Prime Minister Imran Khan within an hour. This is after a three-member bench heard Khan's plea against his arrest in the Al-Qadir Trust case. Khan's lawyer said that he was in the process of getting his biometrics done when he was arrested on Monday. Imran Khan's lawyers met him for over an hour. They have alleged a conspiracy to kill him in prison. One of the lawyers said that Khan complained of chest pains. Khan claimed his meals were laced with insulin in order to induce a heart attack. The former Pakistani PM was indicted in a corruption case, the Tosha Khana gift case, a day after he was arrested. Supporters of Imran Khan's Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf party attacked the Lahore residence of Prime Minister SHEHBAZ Sharif. They threw petrol bombs inside his house. They also set parked vehicles on fire. This comes as violent protests escalate across the country against the arrest of Imran Khan. Sharif has warned that the violent protesters will be dealt with an iron hand. Several leaders of Imran Khan's PTI have been arrested. This includes Shah Mahmood Qureshi, Fawad Chaudhry and Asad Umar. Reports say that Qureshi was arrested by the Islamabad police and taken to an undisclosed location. A video has surfaced showing Qureshi being taken away by police in plain clothes. Shifting focus to the war in Ukraine, Russia and Ukraine claim to have launched more attacks on each other's military personnel and equipment. Russian military continues to advance westwards. It has launched multiple offensives in Donetsk, Zaporizhia and Kherson. Meanwhile, fighting continues unabated in the east. Ukrainian forces repelled dozens of Russian attacks in the past 24 hours. Ukrainian Air Force carried out strikes on Russian ammunition and fuel depots. Ukraine says that Russian troops near Bakhmut have retreated by up to 2 kilometers. The head of Ukraine's ground forces has said that this is the result of counterattacks. Russia's Wagner military group has been leading the battle in Bakhmut for months now. However, the group's chief recently threatened to pull out his troops if he wasn't given enough ammunition. Russia has planned to relocate about 2,700 Ukrainian staff members from the Zaporizhia nuclear power plant. This is according to Ukraine's atomic energy company. It has warned that a lack of qualified personnel at the facility could be potentially catastrophic. The nuclear power plant in Zaporizhia is the largest in Europe. It has been occupied by Russia since the beginning of the war last year. Meanwhile, Israel has launched fresh strikes against 3 Palestinian commanders in Gaza. This is the second round of cross-border fire in a week. Israel said that the commanders had planned attacks against its citizens. The country's military says it has hit over 150 targets in Gaza. Thousands of U.S. law enforcement personnel have been deployed to the U.S.-Mexico border. The U.S. is gearing up for a surge of migrant influx. Meanwhile, the U.S. has launched deportation flights from El Paso, Texas to the Central American nations of Honduras and Guatemala. It aims to deport individuals who were recently apprehended by U.S. Border Patrol. COVID-19 border restrictions, known as Title 42, are set to come to an end in the U.S. The country's Secretary of Homeland and Security has delivered a statement. He said that the border is not open and the illegal entrants will be quickly returned. The U.S. has rolled out a new regulation on Wednesday. It will deny asylum to most migrants crossing the U.S.-Mexico border illegally. U.S. Democrats have also introduced a new Citizenship Act. It creates a roadmap to earn citizenship for around 11 million undocumented immigrants. Many will get an immediate path to citizenship as well. The Act also aims to make changes in the H-1B visa system, and it improves the access to green cards for workers in low-wage industries. Australia's Trade Minister Don Farrell has arrived in Beijing to meet his Chinese counterpart. His aim is to push for the removal of all trade impediments and stabilize diplomatic relations. Farrell said that the move will benefit both countries and is in the interests of Australian exporters and producers. China is Australia's largest trading partner. The Chinese Foreign Minister Qin Gang and his French counterpart Catherine Colonna met in Paris. Qin said that China is willing to work with France to accelerate cooperation in various fields. Meanwhile, Colonna said that France-China relations are crucial and the two sides should fully restart cooperation. Taiwan's President Tsai Ing-wen has said she hopes more women will join Taiwan's Reserve Forces training. Tsai visited a training camp. This is where the first batch of female reservists were allowed to attend the training, and this was, of course, for the first time. Taiwan is reforming its Reserve Forces training. The push comes at a time when Taipei faces a threat from Beijing. Turkey is gearing up for election. President Erdogan held a massive election rally. He's all set to face his toughest political test. Erdogan has been criticized over the economic crisis in the country. He's also faced flack over the slow response to the earthquakes that rocked Turkey last February. Meanwhile, Turkish opposition candidate Muharrem İnce has dropped out of the election race. In Kenya, a court has extended the detention of cult leader Paul Mackenzie by 30 days. The death toll in the starvation cult case has climbed to 133. Hundreds of people are still reportedly missing. Authorities continue to search for human remains in shallow graves. Mackenzie has been accused of ordering his followers to starve their children and themselves to death so that they could go to heaven. In Colombia, former military and police officers held a protest at the Bolivar Square in Bogota. They demanded better retirement conditions from the government. Protesters say that the government is not paying them properly. A lull in high temperatures has brought some relief to Canada's Alberta province. The province has been dealing with massive wildfires. 76 forest and bushfires remained active in the province. 23 are still considered out of control. At least one oil company, though, has reopened 7 of its 9 facilities. Alberta is one of the world's largest oil-producing regions. People in parts of Spain are bracing for another difficult summer. They were forced to endure 16-hour-long water cuts last year. But one Spanish town, Vacarisses, has gained notoriety for its quantity of swimming pools. There are 7,000 people in the town and more than 1,500 registered pools. There's one for every 5 residents. The attention to the town comes as water management has become a hot topic in Spain, which is facing a drought. New Zealand's Auckland has declared a state of emergency. This is because torrential rains brought heavy floods in several areas. Roads have been flooded and several expressways have been closed. Train and shipping services have been suspended. Some areas also experienced thunderstorms with strong winds. UK-based hedge fund, the Man Group, has appointed its first female chief executive officer. Robin Grew will serve as the company's first female CEO in its 240 years of existence. Grew joined the firm in 2019. Her appointment will make her one of the most powerful women in fund management. It will likely be seen as a milestone for the hedge fund industry. Global entertainment conglomerate Disney has said that its subscriber base has dropped by 2%. Reports suggest that the dip came mostly from Hotstar. Disney Plus Hotstar platform lost 4.6 million subscribers in its second quarter. Besides, the company is witnessing a reduced revenue from its current subscriber base as well. In March, Hotstar had announced the termination of its licensing agreement with HBO in India. A U.S. accounting watchdog has found massive deficiencies in the audits of U.S.-listed Chinese firms. These audits were performed by auditing giants KPMG and PwC. The auditing firms reportedly failed to obtain enough evidence to substantiate the Chinese company's financial statements. This means that the auditors could not corroborate the accuracy of the firm's financial transactions. Conglomerate Grupo Mexico is all set to buy Citigroup's retail banking operations in Mexico. Media reports suggest that a confirmation of the deal could come as soon as this week. The Mexican conglomerate will buy the unit for about $7 billion. As part of the deal, Citi will reportedly retain roughly 10% of its stake in the Mexican unit. US-based automaker General Motors will consolidate its North American sales operations. GM will combine its operations for commercial vehicles, parts, and telematics services under a new brand. The new umbrella brand will be known as GM Envolve. The newly created brand will compete with Ford's Pro unit and others in the league. GM executives believe that the move will streamline operations for its commercial fleet customers. Italy's antitrust agency has launched an investigation into Apple. Apple is being probed for allegedly abusing its dominance in the apps market. The watchdog said that Apple used a more restrictive privacy policy on third-party apps than it applies to itself. It also accused Apple of using stronger worder prompts with users to block data tracking in third-party apps. Earlier, competitors had alleged that Apple uses these policies to leverage its own ad business. European Union lawmakers are moving closer to passing new rules to regulate the artificial intelligence sector. This will be the first set of comprehensive legislation governing the technology. The draft will reportedly include rules on facial recognition, biometric surveillance, and other AI applications. Austria has become the latest country to ban TikTok from government devices. The decision reportedly follows advice from Austria's intelligence services and several ministry experts. Austria joins a list of Western countries, including Britain and the US, in banning the app. TikTok is under scrutiny from governments over its alleged privacy issues. A Russian court has fined Google more than $38,000. Google has been fined for allegedly failing to delete YouTube videos. Russia has said that these videos promoted the LGBTQ propaganda. The country also alleged that some videos propagated false information about Russia's military campaign in Ukraine. Tech giant Microsoft has said that it will not raise salaries for its full-time employees this year. However, it will continue with bonuses, stock awards, and promotions. The company's move comes as it gears towards enhancing its lucrative AI business. Last month, Microsoft also reported bumper profits during its third quarter results. Now over to the world of sport. In cricket, Mumbai Indians will take on defending champions Gujarat Titans at Mumbai's Wankhede Stadium on Friday. Mumbai Indians jumped to the third spot in the points table after defeating Royal Challengers Bangalore on Tuesday. On the other hand, Gujarat Titans are on the brink of making it to the playoffs with 8 wins in 11 matches. Tomorrow's match will begin at 7:30 p.m. IST. In shooting, Indian shooter Ridhim Sangwan has won the bronze medal in the ongoing ISSF World Cup in Azerbaijan's capital Baku. The 19-year-old Sangwan shot an impressive 219.1 in the 10-meter air pistols final. Ridhim initially shot 9s to lurk around the 5th position. However, she shifted gears midway through in the 24-shot final and started hitting 10s consistently. In boxing, Indian boxers Deepak Bhoria, Mohammad Husamuddin and Nishant Dev have won their quarter-final bouts in the ongoing IBA Men's World Boxing Championships. With the win, all 3 boxers have ensured a bronze medal each from their weight categories. The tournament is underway in Uzbekistan's capital, Tashkent. This is India's best ever performance in the championship. In football, Manchester City manager Pep Guardiola has spoken on his former player Lionel Messi's future. Guardiola has said that the Argentine will, quote-unquote, do the impossible to return to FC Barcelona. Messi's Paris Saint-Germain contract expires on June 30th. As part of speculation surrounding his future, the forward is also linked with a return to former club Barca. Inter Milan scored 2 early goals to secure a 2-0 win over AC Milan in their Champions League semi-final first leg on Wednesday. With the win, Inter stay on course to become the first Italian team to win the trophy since they last did it in 2010. Inter will now host Milan in the second leg at the iconic San Siro Stadium on May 16th. The winners will face Real Madrid or Manchester City in the final. In tennis, the Spanish city of Sevilla is to host the Billie Jean King Cup finals for the next 2 years. It'll be the 6th time that Spain will stage the event and the first since 2008. The tournament was known as the Fed Cup till 2020. Teams will compete in the 4 round-robin groups of 3. A draw for the groups will take place on May 24th. The Madrid Open organizers have apologized to the women's doubles finalists of this year's tournament. The apology comes after criticism for denying players the opportunity to make speeches at the trophy ceremony. Singles world number 3 Jessica Pegula said on Sunday that she was left disappointed after organizers did not allow the finalists to address fans. In golf, Tiger Woods is not on the full field list for next week's PGA Championship. The development comes as the 15-time major champion continues to recover from an ankle injury. He underwent fusion surgery on a bone in his ankle. The next major after the PGA Championship is the US Open from June 15th to 18th. In the NFL, the German city of Frankfurt will host NFL games for the first time with 2 fixtures scheduled for November. 5 international fixtures will take place over October and November, with 3 in London. Till now, only 1 regular season NFL game has ever been staged in Germany. The Frankfurt Stadium will host reigning Super Bowl champions Kansas City Chiefs on November 5th for their game against Miami Dolphins. And finally, over to the ongoing ocean race. 11th Hour Racing Team have won leg 4 of the ocean race as they lead the fleet into their hometown of Newport in Rhode Island. 11th Hour held off Team Malizia to claim a first leg win of the event after 17 days of racing north from Itajaí, Brazil. They were skippered by Charlie Enright. The upcoming leg 5 out of 7 will see a 3,500 nautical mile sail to Denmark's second largest city, Aarhus. To entertainment now, singer Beyoncé kicked off her Renaissance World Tour in Sweden last evening. The show was high on theatrics with pyrotechnics, robots, and a shiny tank. This is the first time that Beyoncé has gone on tour in over 3 years. The 57-day tour will take place across Europe and North America. Rapper Doja Cat has been named Songwriter of the Year at the recently announced BMI Pop Awards. 6 of her songs were highlighted as the most performed songs of 2022. However, the rapper herself was not present to collect her award at the ceremony. Doja Cat has a total of 7 BMI awards to her credit. BTS singer Jimin has made history with the most #1 spots on iTunes in 117 countries. His songs With You, Filter and Like Crazy helped him achieve this record. Jimin has become the first and only artist in the world and in the history of iTunes to have 3 songs on the #1 spot. K-pop band New Jeans has set a new Guinness World Record. The all-girl band has become the fastest group to cross 1 billion Spotify streams. New Jeans made the record in less than a year since its debut in July last year. The record was previously held by BTS singer Jungkook. New Jeans has a total of 6 songs on the music streaming platform. An Egyptian broadcaster has hit back at Netflix's decision to cast a black actress for Queen Cleopatra's docudrama. The government-owned broadcaster has announced its own big-budget Cleopatra documentary. Netflix's casting caused an uproar in Egypt as Cleopatra was of European descent and not black. Principal photography has started on actor Adam McDonnell's survival thriller, Out Come the Wolves. The film will be shot in Ontario in Canada through May. It will be shopped to buyers at the upcoming Cannes film market. Sci-fi series Doctor Who has teased the first look of actor Jonathan Groff. He will star in a guest appearance alongside actors Ncuti Gatwa and Millie Gibson. Details about the role are kept under wraps. However, a statement from the makers say that Groff will star in a mysterious guest role. Composer Andrew Lloyd Webber's Broadway musical Bad Cinderella is coming to a close. The musical will have its final performance on the 4th of June. Bad Cinderella made its Broadway debut in March this year. The dropping attendance and mounting production costs are cited as reasons for the cancellation decision. Luxury fashion house Chanel took over Paramount Studios for its Cruise 2023-24 show. Chanel showcased its resort wear collection to a star-studded front row. Actors Margot Robbie, Tracy Ellis Ross, and Kristen Stewart and rapper Snoop Dogg attended the show. Snoop Dogg also performed after the runway event. Netflix's co-CEO Ted Sarandos has pulled out of the PEN America Gala amid the Writers Guild of America strike. Sarandos was to be given the PEN America Business Visionary Award. He said that he didn't want to distract from the important work that PEN America does for writers and journalists. The gala is scheduled to take place on the 18th of May in New York. That's all for today's edition of Fast and Factual. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned to Firstpost.